The increase in COVID-19 cases continues in Hamilton as vaccination numbers continue to slow. Hamilton Mayor Fred Eisenberger joins us this morning to talk about what the city is doing next. Good morning to you.
Good morning.
So Sylvie Lundvay has been talking this morning about the pop-up clinic at Tim Hortons Field, and there were special clinics on the weekend. But how do you move ahead with this?
Keep marshaling forward on getting into those low vaccination areas and providing pop-up clinics, providing walk-in opportunities for anyone that wants to visit our mass vaccination site. We have the ambassadors working out there. They're going into neighborhoods and talking to people, providing hopefully accurate information. And as you might note, that many organizations are now starting to require mandatory verification of vaccines before you can enjoy their premises, like colleges and universities. We have now banks stepping into that space, and the City of Hamilton will be looking at that on Thursday in terms of our employees going forward. So vaccination is the way that we're going to come out of this pandemic ultimately. We need 95% vaccination rate, and we're at about 70%. So we've got a ways to go, and we want to provide as much information for people to ensure that they're making, sound, reasonable, good choices in terms of getting vaccinated.
Right. I want to go back to that meeting that's happening on Thursday. This is your call for the all city employees to be mandated that they be vaccinated. Whose call will that be? Is it going to be City Council's going to vote on that, or does Hamilton Public Health play a role in this?
No, this is City Council. So this is city policy that Council has to approve. So it'll be a recommendation from our staff through our HR department and legal. All of those matters have been in discussion for quite some time, and it's really the right time, I think, to consider, the vaccination of our employees. That as potentially they're going to be coming back to City Hall sometime in the next 2 months. It takes about 6 weeks for anyone that isn't vaccinated to go through the whole vaccination process. So I think a lawyer in Toronto, Norm Levitt, who's a kind of renowned human resource lawyer, indicated that the best things that cities can do to protect against liability is to require mandatory vaccination verification. So we're going down that road. I think it's the right time. I think we want everyone vaccinated, and we want to make sure that as our staff interact with the public, that they're putting forward that vaccination process that indicates that they've been double vaxxed, and people should be able to interact with them safely.
Have you heard anything from the province? I know you, along with a number of other big city mayors in Ontario, have been calling on the province to do a provincial mandate. Any movement on that?
I did speak to the Premier about that, and he quite understands our desire to go down that road. He indicated that he believes this is a federal responsibility. The federal government has stepped up in terms of federal employees, whether it's transit or other federal employees, that they are required to demonstrate mandatory vaccination verification. So the Premier believes this is going to be a federal responsibility, but they have stepped into, quite some time ago actually, requiring vaccination of all long-term care facility staff and employees. And that has actually been very successful and has delivered in Hamilton, in our two long-term care facilities, about a 95% vaccination rate, which is exactly what we need to see happen. And I expect the same will happen with all the other mandatory vaccination requirements that the city or universities or anyone else out there prepares to put into action.
Right. We've got about a minute left, but I wanted to ask you, where does Hamilton stand right now in the province when it comes to, I know at one point we had like the worst numbers and one of the lowest vaccination rates. Where have we improved any in that?
We're still there. We're, marginally less vaccinated than the balance of the province. I think the medical officer of health indicated that other areas like Toronto and Brampton it became, hotspots right off the get-go, almost in the entire community. And so they've got a bit of an advantage in terms of their vaccination rate. But, now it's time for the City of Hamilton to catch up. We've had, areas like rural Flamborough or in and around the Red Hill Creek Expressway, and of course some lower city locations that are below the average in terms of vaccination rates. And we want to make sure that they get to the average and then higher. And so,
Okay.
that the availability of vaccines now is huge. It used to be a very limited supply.
Yeah.
Now the supply is, all available. And you can choose Pfizer or Moderna, and you can walk into any mass vaccination clinic and get vaccinated almost immediately.
Okay. All
So the
kinds of
opportunities are
incentives
all
going
there,
on.
and we'll
Yep.
just keep working at it.
Okay. Mayor Fred Eisenberger, Mayor of Hamilton, thank you for joining us again today.
Have a great day. Stay
You
cool,
too.
everybody.